Nine Vicious, amazing. Let's talk about it. How y'all doing? Welcome to Let's Talk About It Music Reviews Season 12. How y'all doing? Welcome to the show. We're doing a pretty good episode for you today. We are talking about the one and only Nine Vicious. Now you might be saying, TK, why the fuck are you talking about Nine Vicious? I've never heard you talk about this guy in your whole entire life. Well, that's true. But I was on Twitter, and I've been seeing the hype build up for Nine Vicious over the year. Over 2025, I saw the hype build up. And I think now, since Nine Vicious just dropped a new album, he even said this is like the best album in the world. And as a big fan of like Playboy Cardi, Ken Carson, I even like Destroy Lonely, I like all these, even a new artist like Slayer. I'm getting my eyes out there, so I'm very curious with this sound. I have a really good time listening to this sound. In my opinion, this is my type of music. But let's get into it. Let's talk about it. Starting off with the beat. I will say Amazing's beat's kind of okay. I like the synths. I do like the 8-bit elements that's kind of baked into this song. But I will be honest with you. I feel like it's kind of just the same. It could be a little bit better. I feel like the beat, the drums are just not really hitting in my opinion. But I'm just wish this beat was a little bit better. But I do like the vibe of it. And I do wish there was some beat switch ups for the drums. But besides all that with the beat, the beat's not anything groundbreaking. Not anything where I'm like, holy shit, this is some of the best, music that I've definitely heard. But I do like what I've heard from this. The beat's okay. Now let's move on now and let's talk about the hook. I want to spend some time on this hook because I really do enjoy this hook. I think this hook is really fucking good. And already I can see this hook getting stuck in my head as I'm listening to the album, as I'm listening to all of these songs. And by the way, I do want to say, Playboy Cardi does drop like 30 songs. And a lot of those songs are not very good, and I'm falling into the same issue with Nine Vicious already. Motherfucker has over 20 tracks on this album, and this album is a whole hour and like 40 minutes long. So it's a very long album to get through, and I feel like these artists always put out long albums, but the song quality always goes down. So I'm curious if that's going to be the same thing. We will see. Hopefully it's not. Hopefully Nine Vicious can go 20 for fucking 22 or whatever. But I'm not really having much faith, in my opinion, when I'm hearing, this right now. But I will say, this hook is addicting. I do like the flow of the hook. I do like the vocal delivery of the hook. And I also like the ad-libs in the back. I think those sound really fucking good, in my opinion. Now, this is where I'm not really enjoying the song that much. I do think the verses are lacking. They're lacking some versatility with the flows. They're lacking some flow switches. They're also lacking some fucking vocal switches too, I will be honest with you. So that's the kind of thing where I'm just like, man, when I listen to a King Carson, when I listen to a Playboy Cardi, when I listen to these, other artists that make this sort of, kind of rage music, one of the things that I do love about this music is that these motherfuckers can just pull out a flow switch out of nowhere. When you think there's no flow switches, when you think the artist can do a crazy flow switch and go off with this flow, they do it. And you're like, God damn. Maybe the beginning I'm like, okay, maybe can we pick it up? And then you see them pick it up, but they pick it up in a way where you're like, damn, what the fuck? This shit's fucking fire. So that's my only problem with Nine Vicious on this song. Really nice, addicting hook, but the verses are kind of missing that addicting factor that makes this music so fucking good to listen to. So maybe some flow switches, and maybe some more, vocal switches too, to really make the fucking, song really stand out. So overall, when we talk about Nine Vicious, amazing. Really nice beat. I wish the beat was a little bit better. It's just kind of a basic beat in my opinion. But I really do enjoy the vocals on the hook, and I do think the hook is really addicting. Verses could use some flow switches, some versatility on that line, in my opinion. So overall, I will easily give this song a 6 out of 10. 6 out of 10, guys. What y'all think about it? Did you love it? Did you hate it? I don't know. Let me know. If you're on YouTube, Spotify, Pandora, wherever you get your podcast at, make sure you follow, turn on notifications, guys. We're dropping new content every single goddamn day. Thank you so much for listening to this podcast episode. We got more Nine Vicious covers coming up. We even got something special that I'm saving for tomorrow. And I'll see y'all later. Have a good one. Yeah, guys. Bye.